she has dementia?
So what I will say is it does make sense that she definitely cognitively has some things that are off. But the aunt that I hear when I'm on the phone with her now, months later, I don't hear that same Wendy.
I have no idea where we are. This doesn't look like anything familiar.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
I miss my family.
Some people are going to look at this and say, this is exploitation. She's being exploited. How could they do this?
But I will say this, first and foremost, my aunt is the executive producer of this documentary. And when I finally talked with her and I said to her, Aunt Wendy, why do you want to do this? You know, you're clearly the health piece, all of that has to be addressed. Is now the right time? And she said, now is the perfect time because I want to take ownership of my story.
My real name is Wendy Hunter.
Hunter.
Yep. And I'm divorced.
It looks like things have taken a heartbreaking turn for Wendy Williams. Reports are now circulating that she is permanently paralyzed and has been unable to walk for weeks. Tragically, it's believed she may live the rest of her life in a vegetative state. Adding fuel to the fire, rumors are swirling that Sean Diddy Combs could be involved in silencing her just before his trial began to prevent her from speaking out against him. For those who remember, Wendy was one of the first people to publicly call Diddy out for alleged questionable behavior back in the 90s. However, at the time, many dismissed her claims as being messy. Diddy reportedly retaliated by blackballing Wendy from the industry and even made alarming threats toward her family, including her son, during a live broadcast. Despite this, Wendy remained fearless and continued to speak her truth about him over the years, even while battling health issues. Wendy didn't hold back when Diddy faced legal trouble. She issued a statement condemning him, mentioning how horrifying it was to see the alleged abuse in Cassie's case, and questioning how many more women and people had been affected by his actions. Back in 2022, Wendy's deteriorating health became public when Wells Fargo petitioned the court to appoint her a legal guardian, claiming she was no longer of sound mind. Later, her family revealed that she was suffering from primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. They shared that Wendy had been struggling with processing information, losing words, and even understanding financial transactions. However, things took a darker turn when questions arose about her treatment and guardianship. Her family alleged they were kept in the dark about her whereabouts and the nature of her treatment, with only her guardian being privy to the details. This lack of transparency led to speculation that someone influential in the industry might be pulling the strings behind the scenes. The situation remains deeply concerning, and fans are heartbroken over Wendy's condition and the unresolved questions surrounding her care and career downfall.
They didn't sit down with everyone before they chose this guardian?
No.
To say,
From my knowledge, no.
really?
And her mother offered, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
No,
it should
no,
be. Yeah,
please.
her Alex's mom should be.
Her mother offered to be
Yes.
the guardian.
Yes, she should, and she should be the guardian.
So Alex, Wendy was living in New York until last April when cameras stopped filming, and I understand she then went into a facility to get treatment, and you don't even know where the facility is.
Right.
Have you been able to be in any kind of contact with her since she's been there?
Yes, but it, again, same thing with this answer, it's layered. So she can call us, but we can't call her. So for instance, yesterday I was out, I was having dinner and I missed a call. And I ran to the bathroom, I came back and I realized that it was my aunt.
Oh.
But I can't call her back. Right. So therefore, I haven't talked to her. I can't write. If I tried to call, I am told that there's nobody here by that name.
Oh.
She went into where she is now between April and May of last year. We went months before we were finally even able to get a call. I was telling the story yesterday. I was sitting in a nail salon in Miami and I got a call from a block number and I answered it. And she was like, "Hi, Alex." I said, "Aunt Wendy?" We were on the phone for 4 hours and 37 minutes because I hadn't heard from her in months. And that was the reality. I don't remember who got off the phone first, but it was that feeling of like, when I get off the phone with you, I don't know if I'm going to hear from you again, so I'll wait until you say, "Okay, I got it."
Kevin Jr. also revealed that Wendy's guardian and her team were still supplying her with large amounts of alcohol, despite doctors explicitly warning that alcohol was exacerbating her condition.
They said that because she was drinking so much, it was starting to affect her headspace and her brain. I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia.
Things took an even messier turn when Jason Lee went on Twitter claiming that Wendy's life might be in danger. He tweeted, "I think they're trying to kill Wendy Williams. Where is she? Why are they hiding her and keeping her from her son? Why did they take her money and erase her from the internet? Hashtag Free Wendy." Jason's claims seemed to gain weight recently when Wendy's legal guardian, who had been keeping her away from her family, revealed that Wendy is now permanently incapacitated and unable to speak. In a court filing, the Guardian described Wendy as a celebrated entertainer who has tragically developed early-onset dementia, leaving her cognitively impaired and permanently incapacitated. The filing also requested the court to protect Wendy's privacy by redacting certain details about her health, family relationships, and finances. Many people suspect this guardian might be working for Diddy, contributing to Wendy's decline. This suspicion stems from Wendy and Diddy's long-standing feud, which began in the 90s when Wendy exposed allegations about Diddy's personal life on her radio show. Reportedly, she received photos of him in a compromising situation and made them public. Furious, Diddy allegedly blacklisted Wendy, warning New York radio stations not to hire her or face consequences. The situation has left fans questioning what's really going on behind the scenes with Wendy's health and legal battles.
Months ago, and he told a story about Wendy Williams. She got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy. So if you don't mind, give me the story from your point of view and what was in the picture.
We were in Cancun. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. Some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like it was gay, something like that. She was gonna put it out. Wendy had shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not gonna get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was gonna boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly.
Fast forward to 2013, Wendy finally broke her silence about why she couldn't find work for years. She revealed that a hip-hop mogul had her fired and blacklisted after she claimed he was gay. This time, she didn't mention Diddy's name directly, but it wasn't hard for people to figure out who she was talking about.
Come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now.
Wendy also claimed that Diddy went so far as to tell all the girl groups signed to his label, Bad Boy Entertainment, to confront her and attack her. Luckily, her boyfriend was there and stepped in to protect her.
I got off the air one day and them total were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them. The little Chinese man that drove the van, they were coming. There was no security or anything. It was just them 3 fighting broads. And me. And my coworkers that shot standing upstairs trying to look down to see it all jump off. They all knew. When I said goodnight to everybody's pressed up against the window. I didn't even walk or bother asking, what are you all looking for? Because when the clock strikes, it's time to go. It is time to go. I didn't get a chance to hit the sidewalk before I knew it, out of nowhere. And there's a whole bunch of rah-rah going on outside, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I send Cower and Skell out on the sidewalk, and he comes back in and says, it's total outside. And they were about to set it on.
Wendy also hinted that Diddy was mistreating Cassie Long before she left him. Back in 1999, when Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were involved in an incident that Shine later took the blame for, Wendy was the only one brave enough to question Diddy and call him out.
Now she's in South Africa filming Honey 3. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them, because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like, he's mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room.
By 2017, it seemed like Wendy and Diddy had resolved their issues. Diddy appeared on the Wendy Williams show, and they even joked about the tension they'd had in the past.
I must say it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And I want to just tell you how proud I am of you, because I don't think you get enough credit for being the first one to really cover our culture, hip hop culture, and also hip hop celebrities shedding light on our culture and our people. And thank you very much.
Thank you. I know I pissed a lot of people off, including you. Mm-hmm. But this is a full circle moment, everybody.
Yes.
Get into adult conversation.
Yeah.
It's full circle.
Yeah.
A lot of people were caught off guard, including you, MHM. But this feels like a full circle moment. Let's dive into some adult conversations here. Many believe Wendy's issues with Diddy go beyond just the two of them and involve her son, Kevin Jr. specifically. When Kevin was 16, there were disturbing rumors about Diddy allegedly trying to do something to punish Wendy through her son. These rumors gained traction after a particularly unsettling interview between Diddy and Wendy from a few years ago resurfaced. During the interview, Diddy mentioned meeting Wendy's son, who was just 16 at the time, backstage. Wendy's reaction was immediate. Her face dropped in fear, and she seemed visibly nervous, even forgetting what she was about to say. She started stuttering, and her discomfort was obvious. Take A.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage, he
did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You represent a lot.
As you can see, the beef between Wendy and Diddy runs deep. Many people believe that he and his crew may have played a part in her health issues. Now, with Wendy being permanently unable to speak, whatever she had left to say will never be heard. People have their own opinions about this. One person said, "I feel like someone is doing something to her, and it's an inside job. They're trying to silence her because she knows too much." Another person said, "Wells Fargo stole her money and used the courts to cover it up. Yes, she's sick, but it feels like they're shutting out her family and the public because we're asking questions they don't want to answer." Now, I want to know what you think. Do you believe Diddy had anything to do with Wendy's condition? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out this other messy video.